All right, everybody, buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into a book that, well, it kind of messes with you a little. In a good way, of course. It's Italo Calvino's If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler.
Oh, a fantastic choice. One of my favorites.
Yeah, this book, it's like Calvino knew exactly how to get under your skin as a reader. Imagine you're totally engrossed in this incredible story, right? All the suspense is building and bam!
Yeah.
It just stops out of nowhere. And then you're thrown into a whole other story, completely different genre, different characters, the works.
He's a master at that. And it's not just for shock value. It forces you to think about the act of reading itself,
Yeah.
how we crave those complete narratives, the satisfaction of an ending. But real life, not so neat and tidy, is it?
And the way Calvino sets it up right from the beginning, genius. He talks directly to you, the reader, even gives you these almost comical instructions on how to prepare to read his book, like dimming the lights, getting comfortable, the whole bit.
Oh, I remember that. Classic Calvino, that self-awareness.
Yeah.
He wants us to be participants in the story, not just passive consumers.
And the stories themselves talk about variety. One minute you're caught in this shadowy train station, suitcases getting switched, intrigue everywhere. The next you're thrust into a clandestine meeting, secrets hanging in the air. And just when you think you've got a handle on things, you're transported to a lively kitchen in the countryside.
He paints such vivid scenes, doesn't he? You
Oh,
can
yeah.
practically smell the food, hear the clatter of dishes, and through it all, he's playing with our expectations. That need for closure, that desire for a story to wrap up in a nice, neat bow.
Exactly. And just when you think you're starting to figure out his game, he throws in these recurring characters who weave in and out of the different stories, like Ludmilla, always escaping into books, seeking refuge, and Ermes Marana,
Ah, that elusive translator,
Yeah.
always one step ahead.
always leaving us wanting more. And Ludmilla, man, she's something else, always surrounded by books, like they're her own little world.
Trying to shut out the noise of everything else.
Exactly. There's this one scene, actually, where we get this really intimate glimpse into her life.
So you mean where you, the reader, are in Ludmilla's apartment?
Yes. You're looking around, checking out her stuff, trying to figure her out, right? Like you're piecing together who she is based on her taste in books, the way she's decorated her place.
And just when you think you're getting a handle on her, someone walks in. Could be a lover, who knows?
Right. Total mood killer.
But that's Calvino for you. Always yanking us out of our comfort zones, reminding us we can never really know a character, just like we can never fully know another person.
It's true. You build up this whole image in your head, and he just shatters it. And he does it with the stories, too, not just the characters.
Leaving us hanging, wanting more.
Exactly. It's almost like he's saying, hey, the journey is just as important as the destination.
Precisely. He's playing with our expectations. We're so used to wanting that neat ending, that sense of closure. But Calvino, he's suggesting that the real pleasure, the real magic, lies in the yearning, the anticipation.
Kind of like that story of the Sultan's wife, right? Hooked on unfinished novels.
Oh, fascinating example. Story within a story within a story.
Layers upon layers, like a literary Russian doll. And just when you think you're wrapping your head around one, bam, another one pops up.
A reflection of how we experience the world, wouldn't you say? Always searching for meaning, for connections, but never quite getting the full picture.
And then, as if things weren't complicated enough already, Calvino throws in these recurring images of mirrors and kaleidoscopes,
Ah, yes, particularly with Ermes Marana, our elusive translator.
using them to disappear, to
Yeah.
stay one step ahead.
Such a brilliant metaphor. Mirrors reflecting fragmented identities, the elusiveness of truth, but also the way every reading of a book is a new reflection, a new interpretation.
So many layers. It's like he's giving us permission to find our own meaning in all the chaos.
Exactly. Embrace the ambiguity, the multiplicity of perspectives.
And speaking of chaos, there's that whole part where you, the reader, get recruited by this shady organization, right?
Oh, you mean the one dealing with misinformation, propaganda, all that?
And you're thrown into this world where you can't tell what's real anymore, who to trust.
Classic Calvino, blurring those lines between fiction and reality, making us question everything. The author, the characters, even ourselves as readers.
And just when I was starting to feel like I could navigate Calvino's world, all these layers and false starts, the whole deal.
It all comes to a head.
Well, not exactly. I mean, the book ends, sure, you're left with this very vivid scene. You're on a train, and you catch a glimpse of Ludmilla and the book that you've been searching for this whole time.
The one that started it all.
Yeah, it's right there. So close, but just out of reach. It's like, wait, that's it.
And that's Calvino at his finest. No neat bows, no easy answers. Just like life, right?
So frustrating, yeah.
Kind of brilliant. It stays with you.
Right.
Because it's not really about the ending, is it? It's about the journey, that constant search for meaning, for closure, which we may never fully find.
And that's okay.
More than okay. It's what makes us human. Calvino, he just holds up a mirror to all of that.
Makes you think, that's for sure. Makes you want to go back, reread, re-examine everything. So what do you say, folks? Have you taken a trip with Calvino's Traveler? What did you make of it all? Did you find yourself getting lost in those unfinished stories? Frustrated? Intrigued? Head to the comments and let us know. We want to hear your take on this wild, thought-provoking ride. Until next time, keep exploring those literary depths. There's a whole world of stories out there waiting to be discovered.